Turn to Mr. Shaw, Undersecretary General for Economic and Social Affairs. Would you please, sir, address the Committee of Experts? And we thank you for being with us today.
Thank you, Madam President, and Excellency, the President of the ECOSOC, and distinguished experts and delegates, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted to address this United Nations Committee of Experts on Public Administration for the first time as United Nations Undersecretary General for Economic and Social Affairs. It is a particular pleasure to join you to celebrate a program that is almost as old as I am. Today, we commemorate the 60th anniversary of the United Nations Program in Public Administration and Development. The program has come a long way since 1948, when it was created by the General Assembly. Allow me to share with you some reflections on the origins and achievements of the program. From its very inception, the United Nations put a strong emphasis on international cooperation to promote economic and social development as an end in itself and as a foundation for international peace and security. In the early years of organization, public administration was identified as a major factor in promoting economic and social development. From its first session in 1946, the General Assembly mandated the organization to provide technical assistance in various economic and social fields as an important form of support to its member states. In 1948, the Assembly decided to build activities for strengthening public administration into all development programs of the United Nations. This led to its approval the next year of the expanded program of technical assistance, including all the public administration activities that were originally authorized in the 1948 resolution. In the 6 decades since then, the role of the program has evolved significantly as the organization and its membership have grown and changed. During this period, we all have witnessed sea changes in the world, from East-West confrontation to international partnership and cooperation. We have also seen rapid economic development, science and technology development, innovation and their application, globalization, and so on. And the use of ICT as a tool for development and for improvement of governance and public administration has become a common feature. Changing realities have shaped the debate on public administration and vice versa. This is the context in which the contribution of the United Nations Program in Public Administration and Development can best be understood. To highlight a few of its achievements, in the 1960s and 70s, the program set up at least 14 national public administration institutions in newly independent states: Brazil, United Arab Republic, Argentina, Ethiopia, Libya, Laos, Colombia, Sudan, Ghana, Somalia, Yemen, Libya, and Niger. And it assisted in the establishment of 8 such institutions at the regional and sub-regional levels. Some of these institutions are still active and working in partnership with the program. Throughout the 1980s, the group of experts in public administration and finance, the predecessor of this committee, grappled with the questions surrounding the public sector fiscal crisis and debt defaults. The group sought to advise on ways that public administration could diminish the negative impact of austerity measures on people-centered development. The group stressed that public administration should work more in partnership with the private sector and civil society with a larger framework of public governance. During the 1990s, as a series of United Nations World Conferences and summits emerged on the dimensions of development, the General Assembly dedicated its 50th resumed session in 1996 to public administration and development. At the session, for which the program provided substantive support, member states reaffirmed that the promotion of social justice, equity, and equal access to quality services and productive assets, participatory mechanisms, and strengthening the public administration and financial management capacities are all essential for sustainable development. The Millennium Summit serves to crystallize the set of internationally agreed development goals that has emerged from the conferences and summits, with governance and civil and civic engagement among the key cross-cutting issues. Since then, the program has intensified its focus on the public administration and governance components of the United Nations Development Agenda. The program pools and facilitates access to information, promotes research and training, facilitates advocacy and exchange of experiences, and provides technical advisory and capacity building services in support of national development strategies. To facilitate these efforts, the General Assembly in 2002 endorsed UPAN, the United Nations online network in public administration and finance. It also, in 2003, mandated the United Nations Public Service Day and Awards and UN support to the Global Forum on Reinventing Government. The contributions of the program cannot be fully separated from the contributions of this committee, which provides us with valuable expertise and advice on strengthening governance and public administration for development. Although established in the year 2002, the committee has its roots in the group of experts created in 1967. On behalf of the United Nations Secretariat and the member states that we serve, I would like to acknowledge and express appreciation for the dedication of all the experts who have advised this program over those years. I would also like to recognize the Secretariat staff who have worked to implement the program. It's very rare for a boss to talk about his staff. I take this occasion to recognize Mr. Gilto Patucci, very handsome man, who has been leading the program since 1993. Mr. Patucci will retire this year after 36 years of service to the United Nations. His creativity and experience will be missed. I would also like to acknowledge the contribution of Mr. Adi Khan. He's sitting there, somewhere there behind you, and our Chief of the Social Economic Governance and Management Branch, who will likewise retire this year. Mr. Khan has been very essential in bringing into our program the concepts of participatory governance and pro-poor policy. Our thanks and best wishes go to both gentlemen. On this point, as new Secretary General, I have mixed feelings. Mixed in the sense that we are losing expertise. I feel sorry about it. And mixed in the sense that I really admire them and jealousy with them. At least they'll be free man. They are free to choose to do what they like. Now, during this 7th session, the Committee of Experts will focus especially on state capacity development. With the spiraling costs of lives and necessities, such as food and energy, and the projected downturns of many economies, the strengthening of a state capacity to deal with development is as relevant today as ever. We look forward to the committee's conclusions and recommendations on this front. For the capacity development, I wish to say a few more on my own behalf. Without capacity, you cannot deliver. Capacity is about everything, and capacity is everything in a way. So particularly we are in the middle course of the implementation of the Millennium Development Goals. You know, the developing countries, many of them, are short of the capacity. This is the huge and very important area, and I really expect some advices from you. And within my own department, we are debating how to help the member states, particularly developing countries, in the field of capacity development. Now I thank you for your attention, and I would like to direct it now to the public service announcement that has been prepared to celebrate the 60th anniversary of the UN program in public administration and finance.
Celebrates the 60th